David Creelman, CEO of Creelman Research, and welcome to this introductory video on people analytics in advance of our workshop at Telekom Malaysia. I wanted to do this workshop because I think there are some misconceptions about people analytics, and I wanted to get everybody on the same page before we start. I think the first thing is the question of just what is people analytics, and it's really quite simple. It's just the idea of making better use of numbers and other forms of evidence to make decisions in human resource. Basically, we want to move from a world of making decisions based on someone's opinion or just on what's sort of the latest fad or best practices, and try to be a bit more rigorous in looking at data and making our decisions based on data. And that's really all people analytics is, and as you can imagine, that gives us the opportunity to use a wide variety of techniques. Some of what you hear about people analytics I find actually unhelpful. So for example, it's often presented as being something mysterious, something that's going to be very expensive, and something where if you don't produce some kind of spectacular outcome, you're not doing your job. Well, that's just not true. First of all, it shouldn't be mysterious. If it seems mysterious, it's because it hasn't been well explained. It doesn't need to be very expensive. There may be times when you do expensive projects, but it doesn't need to be. There's a lot we can do with a limited budget. And finally, no business leader is really expecting you to come up with something that's out of this world spectacular. All they want from HR is better results. And we can definitely use analytics to get better results. So as you can see, people analytics fits into the normal world of HR. It just makes us better. It's not mysterious, and it needn't be super expensive. And we're going to use it to get better results. We can better understand analytics by seeing that it fits into three separate levels: the advanced, the mid-level, and the everyday. Now, advanced analytics tends to be work done by data scientists. It often involves a big data set. It can be expensive. And what people often don't tell you about is that an advanced analytics project might take months or even years to do. For example, you might decide that you're really interested in, are there call center operators who are both extremely efficient and deliver extremely high customer satisfaction? Now, that's a really important issue, and you might want to look at a whole lot of different factors to see if such a beast exists and how you would select and train for those particular type of very, very high-performing operators. All right, so that could involve quite advanced math, and it could actually involve tools like machine learning. So that's advanced analytics, and that's usually what we hear about. Then there's mid-level analytics. So mid-level analytics is really usually done by anybody with maybe a Bachelor of Commerce, a Bachelor of Science, a background in engineering, really anybody who's got some sense of a quantitative background. What is the tool of choice? Well, the tool of choice is Excel. And I know there are already loads of people at Telekom Malaysia in the HR function who have all the skills they need to operate at this mid-level. What's an example of? Well, maybe you're looking at different sources of hire. In other words, our job fairs or advertising on one job board versus another job board, or perhaps you're looking at how well your internal employee referral system is working for getting new hires. You can do a lot of that work just on Excel, and it takes us from a world of opinion where we're just kind of guessing or based on gut feel which source of hire is giving us the best results, and we're looking at some numbers. This kind of project might take a couple of hours, it might take a couple of days, but it fits into your ongoing stream of work. All right, what's the third level? The third level is everyday analytics. And the tool of choice for that is just a pocket calculator or the back of an envelope to make some estimates. And just about anybody can do this kind of work, and often it only takes a few minutes. Let me give you an example. So let's imagine that a business leader wants to know how long it's going to take to staff up a new department or a new function. An HR leader might estimate how long it takes to fill jobs, how busy the talent acquisition function is, how many jobs need to be filled. And just by making some back-of-the-envelope calculations, they're able to go to the business leader and say, look, if we start staffing now, it'll take us a month to fill those jobs, or 2 months, or it's likely to take 3 to 5 months. That's all the business leader needs to know. And we've gone from the world of making a wild guess to making an informed estimate, and we're using numbers to make better decisions in human resources. So think about where each of these three levels might be appropriate in your work, where they might add value. And also think about which of the three levels are you most interested in? What kind of analytics would you most like to do? Certainly, there's plenty of room in all of the HR functions in Telekom to use all three levels of analytics to make the function more effective. Okay, well, thanks for listening to this first video. I hope it's helped you get a sense for what people analytics is all about, and I look forward to reconnecting with you in our second video. Thanks very much.